Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am doing my very first anti-haul. So if you've never seen one of these, you should go check out Kimberly Clark's channel, which I'm going to link below. She is amazing. She started this kind of whole series, and it's basically kind of going through products that you're not going to buy, but kind of really explaining why. It's kind of looking at consumerism, and when you look at marketing, you're like, hey, that's garbage. Why are you doing that? I'm smarter than you, marketing team. So that's what I'm gonna do today. So I have a list of products. So if you see me down looking at my notes, that's what's going on. Now I just wanna preface this that if you wanna buy these things or if you wanna buy from these brands, I'm not a hater. All of these brands except for one, I have things from and I enjoy the things that I own, but for whatever reason, I'm against these products, but it's not judging you if you own them or you're planning on buying them. Disclaimer. All right, so starting up, I'm not going to buy the Huda Beauty 3D highlighter palette. It's a 4-pan highlighter palette. It's $45. The thing about highlighter palettes, and I have some. I have one from Makeup Geek. I have an Anastasia glow kit. And then I have like a lot of individual highlighters. And I love to highlight. I think it's so fun. But really with my Anastasia one, I've just depotted the 2 highlighters I used and put it in a Z palette. And then I have 2 sitting in my drawer that I never touch. I always am like, well, you can use this as an eyeshadow, and you can, but like, I don't, because I have those colors in the thousands of eyeshadow palettes I own. And so why? So $45, it's not a terrible price. A glow kit's $40 and you get 4 to 6 shades depending on the glow kit. I don't know, I'm just not impressed and I don't need it, so I'm not gonna buy it. So that's where we're at. Now, turning to highlighters again. Now, I like this brand for a variety of reasons. One, because it is my name. So these are the Becca Light Chaser highlighters. It's a new collection that just came out. It's kind of a mix of their original highlighting shades with like duo chromatic shifts, and they're all pretty. And I already was like, probably not gonna buy these. I don't need them. I think the dual chromatic thing is cool for Instagram and all that. It's just not something I'm gonna wear in real life. I'm an attorney, so if I'm in court, I can't have like purple on my face. I just can't. It's just not practical for me, and I don't live that exciting of a life where I'm gonna go places like that isn't my apartment or HEB with purple highlighter. But I think it's really cool on other people, but I'm just not into it. But Becca, the company, not myself, is pulling some shit with these highlighters. And I'm here to spill the tea. Because I went to Sephora yesterday and bought things because I'm, not a strong human. And I saw these and I was like, okay, I'll swatch them because they're pretty. I love the Becca highlighters. I have Champagne Pop and I have Pearl. And I really want the Amethyst one. But again, it doesn't really make sense for me to own it and it's expensive. But, so they have a little display with the Light Chaser highlighters, and then underneath that it has like the new limited edition Champagne Pop. The Light Chasers are $34 and the regulars are $38. Okay. The difference in size is only 1.5 grams. So you're saving me $4? Okay, go home, Becca. That's nonsense. Like, what? That's, like, it's garbage. That should be either a lot cheaper or just make them the same damn price. Like, they were, like, significantly smaller, and I was really annoyed about it. Because I know that if I bought it, I would have just, like, not compared the sizes, and it was the fact that I saw them there. I would have been really annoyed if I had spent $34 on it and this little dinky highlighter. Like, I still probably would never finish it, but still, it's the principle of the thing. So I don't need it, and I'm not gonna buy it, and I don't think you should either. All right, the next 3 are eyeshadow palettes. Okay, the first one has been out for a while, and I'm just not interested. It's the Too Faced Natural Love palette. It's 30 shadows for $59, which I just think is kind of expensive. You are getting a lot, but I mean, I love Morphe. Like, I'm not talking about the Jaclyn Hill palette because I did buy it, so, but I mean, you know, that was 38 and 35 shades. Regular Morphe palettes were $22.99, I think, and they're 35 shades, so I'm just like, $59 is a lot. But Too Faced, I just feel like their quality has been really spotty lately, especially on these limited edition products. And they're just churning out new releases. Everywhere I look, there's a new release. And I'm just not interested in that. I also don't need more neutral shadows. I have a crap ton of neutral shadows. Why do I need to spend $60 to have more that probably aren't as good as the ones I already have, that I spent less on? I mean, not in total. We're not going to add up how much my makeup collection has cost. But I just don't feel like it's worth it. You know, if you have any like it, that's great. I think if someone doesn't have any makeup and is looking for a starter palette, I can't really comment on the quality, but from what I saw in the review videos that I did watch, they didn't seem to be all that impressed with the situation. So the Too Faced Chocolate Bar is a great palette, so that's a good neutral to start with, or, you know, getting a Naked palette. I would say, like, for something like that, the Naked Ultimate Basics would be the way to go. Or, you know, Kat Von D Shade and Light, just something like with your basic neutrals. And all of those are cheaper than this palette. Now, another Too Faced palette, and I do have some things from Too Faced that I really like, but Too Faced and I are kind of not together right now. I just feel, again, as I was saying, with all of the releases, they're just kind of putting out stuff that hasn't had a lot of time spent in on it. Everything's really spotty, and I also just like really don't like Jared. I think he's a child, and I'm just not into that. I'm not into supporting it, so I'm not going to. You're a grown-ass man with like a ton of money. Stop fighting with people on Instagram. Like, what? Go home. Be an adult. So I'm just not interested. And that's kind of my Too Faced spiel. But they do have some of their older products are great. I'm not interested in really supporting them at this juncture in my life. But another Too Faced eyeshadow palette that's out that I have zero interest in is the Glitter Bomb palette. It's $45. You get 8 glitter shadows and 2 matte, so white and a black. And I find that of all the Too Faced eyeshadow products that I have tried, and I own some and have bought and returned some, the biggest issues are the pressed glitters. They're just not a good formula. So, from reviews I watch a ton of YouTube, and I don't think anyone thinks they're a good formula, just in general. So it's odd to me that they take their formula that's garbage and make a whole palette out of it. But I thought maybe they improved it and this is like their, you know, comeback story. But it's not, based on the swatches and the reviews I've seen. So I'm not gonna buy it. Again, it's $45, which, I mean, is about the price I would expect, but I don't think it's worth it. So again, I have, you know, the Violet Voss Drenched Metals, I have a BH Cosmetics foiled shadowed palette, you know, Morphe shimmers are really great. I have a bunch of Makeup Geek foils. I'm just like, yes, these aren't glitters, but they give me the look I want, and they're not patchy and sad. So I'm not gonna buy it. And the last eyeshadow palette I have to talk about is the Natasha Denona Sunset palette. Now this is $129 and it's beautiful. It's 15 shades, it's gorgeous warm tones. That yellow makes me feel things inside. I want it. I'm not gonna pretend like I don't want it. It's no longer limited edition. They just announced that it's permanent and it's back in stock. I have one of the like quints from Natasha Denona. It's this really pretty purple 5 shadow thing. That was $48 that I bought sort of on a whim. And I don't regret it. I just don't use it all that often because it's really vibrant purples and like a pressed gold glitter. And they're amazing quality, But again, I'm an attorney. I don't go ham on that often. So I have a ton of warm palettes. I just bought the Jaclyn Hill palette. That's super warm. I have the 35O. I have a 35R. I have the Modern Renaissance. I don't need another warm toned palette, and I certainly don't need another warm toned palette for $130. I just don't. The formula on the Natasha Denona eyeshadows are great. They're not so great that I feel like the price is worth it. If someone buys it for me, you don't need to buy it for me. No one needs to buy this for me, but I would be really excited and use it all the time. But I don't need this, and I could buy a lot of things for $129 or, you know, pay a bill. So again, not gonna buy it. And my last thing is kind of a brand, and so I think when I do these, I'm gonna just do some products and then just at the end, a brand in general I'm not gonna buy from. And this brand, I'm just not interested. I've seen the products. I see really mixed reviews. People either love it or hate it, and that's fine. You know, things work differently for everybody. But from what I've seen, I can get it, and the prices are crazy, and the customer service, from what I've seen, is terrible. So why would I give them my money when I can go get the same thing for cheap? And this is Kylie Cosmetics. It's not really an anti-Kardashian / Jenner clan thing. You know, I respect that they're starting, you know, they've started businesses, and that's cool, and I just am not excited by any of the products. I was like, went on the website for the first time today while I was getting ready for this video, and I was looking at the summer collection, and I was just like, wow, this is so expensive. You can get a bundle for $250. Woo! And the eyeshadow palette was $52. A thing of 4 miniature liquid lipsticks was $45. And then the highlighting palette was $62. And as I've said about highlighting palettes, like, you can't convince me that that's a good deal. You just can't. And I don't know, man. I don't know if the whole ColourPop Kylie Cosmetics conspiracy using the same labs thing is true, but I have a ton of ColourPop stuff, and they're $5 a pop. And so I could spend, you know, the same amount of money and just be like swimming in product versus getting one thing. So I just don't want to, and I won't. I just don't think it's worth it, and it's my money, and I just feel like you're paying for her name, and that's cool, but I don't like her enough to be like, wow, I want her name on, like, that's important to me to buy. There are certain people that I'm like, I support, like, just ride or die for these people, and I would buy things with their names on it. And I know that is dumb, but that's how I feel. And so I'm not judging people for feeling that way. I just don't feel that way about her, so why would I spend the money? Because it doesn't, I don't care. Like, congratulations, sell your makeup. I don't care. Alright, so that's everything for my anti-haul. I hope you found this informative, and I'd be really interested to see if you own these products and if you think I'm wrong or you agree and you don't want to buy any of this stuff. You know, leave me a comment below. Please like and subscribe if you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys soon. Okay,